Cast Commander. 2 points. The burn potential. Okay, I hear ya. Sometimes you just want the opponent to die of damage causes and not 2-card combos or not lands that make 20/20s for 3 mana. I get it. So today we are playing a burn / tempo deck that gets the job done in Brawl. It's very powerful. It's based on a list that I found for Dual Commander and is doing very well in Dual Commander, which is a great place to find Brawl ideas if you're looking for some of them. And I wanted something really aggressive that wasn't a Johnny. Came upon Uharis, the Stormspinner, also known as Spider-Man 2099. And this is an Izzet deck that certainly understands going face. We are on the play. We get to start with a Storm-Carved Coast. Our opponent will play some kind of a ninja because they are Yurikoing this thing. And then we will kill said ninja, or we will get aggressive. I guess we'll see. Let's keep. Don't like the tapped Storm-Carved Coast. It does make me sad, but it's not like we could Chain Lightning anyway. This is a sorcery. But yeah, this will be a weird game. A bit of jockeying for position, you might say. When you're looking at cards like Bone Crusher Giant, flash cards like Malcolm, plot cards like Slick Shot Show Off, and of course the Stormspinner itself. That's a pretty good draw. And no, the opponent didn't play anything. So you can't cast this on the first, second, or third turns of the game, but it is a 2-mana 2/3 double strike with Vigilance. And during your end step, if you played a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, including the command zone, then this does damage equal to its power to any target. I mean, we could plot. Let's check for priority really quick. There is no priority, so they're not going to flash something in. And if we play a Thrasher, they might just kill it, because they probably have a 1-mana removal spell or they wouldn't do this. We can hold up mana. I think we'll go for the Malcolm. It's really tempting to plot the Show Off there, but I don't love it. I don't absolutely love it. We definitely need our land drop, and Malcolm can provide. So they play a 2/1 Moon Circuit Hacker. This is adjusted for Alchemy and Brawl. It does combat damage to a player, scry 2, then draw. Pretty good. Then discard if it didn't enter this turn. Let's drop the Malcolm and try to make sure we find this land drop. We do run 40. Shouldn't be that difficult. You'd like to think so. It's difficult. Right now, I think it's the Force of Negation. And we have interesting choices, because the Bone Crusher would resolve right now, which would be really good for us. We could also use the Chain Lightning. I do want to hold up mana. So Chain Lightning it is. Man, do we need to find land. Our hand is very affordable, so we're definitely not cooked yet. And there's the Fatal Push, which I do think they had up on turn 1. And we're passing. And there's a land. This is now available to cast, but it would just go face. We don't have anything really instant speedy to do. Let's just plot you. Again, playing around the opponent's interaction and forcing them to make a move. It's gonna be a weird game, but these are the kind of games that they have a lot of twists and turns. Navigating them for wins is hard. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Let's fight. This is another ninja, and when it deals combat damage, you can discard a card to destroy a creature. And also, I just want to get the snare played. Could play the Show Off. There's nothing I really want to shoot, though. We could go face. I don't like that. I think I'll just get down the Party Thrasher. which will probably eat a removal spell. And continue to hold up my own mana, because now we have to worry about flash creatures that would also activate Yuriko. And the fact they're thinking about it, ooh, they even had to take 2 for the Dismember. Maybe they're running out of removal themselves. Yuriko has to be a pretty delicate mix of ninjas, cheap creatures for the ninjutsu, and interaction. Not unlike our own deck. Here comes the commander. So, we could just try to kill this off the board, but then we have nothing to point our nothing to make our slick shot show off sick. So let's try going to the opponent's turn, playing the show off, then playing the lightning bolt. It also plays around, I guess not much. Spell Pierce. Here we go. And since we drew Impulse, I'm going to try that. It also gets around Spell Pierce here. They already played a Dismember. What else could they have going on? We get a Reflecting Pool. We get a Fear of Missing Out. Reflecting Pool it is. Combat. Charge. Any blocks? They do have flash creatures, so gotta be careful. Reflecting Pool, 1 mana of any color that a land you control could produce. Now available in the Shadowmoor, I believe, art. It's also an interstellar site. Ooh, March. And they exile Nashi, so they're going to deal 2 to this. They're going to gain 2 life. Yep. So we can still play Fear of Missing Out, discarding Bone Crusher Giant to draw a card, but we have this until the end of the next turn. Till the end of the next turn. So yeah, we probably just want this to die. Well, we don't want it to, but you know what I mean. Play this. And do not play Fear of Missing Out. Hold up Bone Crusher Giant. If they play a little creature, we'll stomp it. If not, we'll stomp face. Then on our turn, hopefully, we can play Fear of Missing Out and draw a card from the empty hand. It's 2 to face. You really want to counter that? There's a Fear of Missing Out coming. Woo! Okay, well, we didn't play around Force of Negation, and we could have. All right. Blue to Delta. FOMO draw. All removal from the opponent. You can feel the stick the moment it hits the board. That's okay. We're getting a lot of value. We don't know what we're going to draw, so I don't know if I need the 4th land, but unlikely. This deck is mostly cheap cards. The Soul Guide Lantern really isn't what I wanted. It's there for very specific matchups. But they might have Treasure Cruise. Oh, that's true. Treasure Cruise definitely goes in this deck. All right, let's play the Stormspinner. Let's crack the Lantern and make Treasure Cruise not a thing. Honestly, it would break this game, because if they have Treasure Cruise in hand... Wait, what do they have? They have Snuff Out. Okay. But yeah, don't let them have the Treasure Cruise. Or Dig Through Time. Both of those go in the deck for sure. And Temporal Trespass. If I could have done one thing better, it would be try to wait for that Snuff Out and then crack the Soul Guide Lantern on their upkeep. And then that Snuff Out wouldn't be in the graveyard. They probably run Snapcaster Mage too. All right, well, they found a little Scryer, which turns on their Commander Ninjutsu, which wash away 4 mana doesn't solve. What does solve it is our commander. Our commander can pick off this Fairy Seer. This has definitely broken into a top deck war. They probably have the better end game, but they have less lands. That's a pretty good draw. When you cast your second spell, make a 1/1. They did take some of the abilities away from Corey Steelcutter, but my goodness, what a card. Offer them the trade? Yeah. Actually, no, we're about to pick this off, right? And this still has prowess. Yeah, let's keep our token. They took the land so they can cast their commander, but will their commander be able to get through? Oh, the nerfed version is so much worse. It doesn't give trample. It doesn't give +1/+1, which might be huge here since we have a double striker on our hands. Yep, there we go. That doesn't cast 2 spells. All it gives is haste. It's so sad. But we do have vigilance. And double strike, so this is for a turn. The clock is ticking. This is a really good question. Do I hold the canal in case I draw like Light Shatter or something else that rummages? Or do I have an untapped land? I think playing the land is right more often than people realize. Nothing. Okay, that's a big draw. Let's see how it does. Also a prowess trigger. Don't counter it. Don't you counter it. All right. Just staying even out here. Oh my goodness. Could attack with both. They would just block this one. I just hope they draw some spells they can't cast. Here we go. They're chumping. Wow. They need to get this back out now. They need to have a ninja. There's a ninja, but it doesn't get through. Brazen Borrower will definitely trigger the Stormspinner and clear the way, and that's going to be the W. Maybe they forgot about double strike. As always, the deck list is in the description if you want to take a closer look. And here you go. We've got not nearly as much blue, much more red, a small number of counter spells, Spell Snare, Spell Pierce, Wash Away. This is mostly a get them dead deck, and it didn't really show in that grindy matchup, but this is a lot more aggro and a lot less control. But it still has some very powerful cards. Pyrokinesis, if you haven't crafted this uncommon, is a way to do 4 damage to creatures for free. Just exiling a red card from your hand. Interesting choices like the Royal Scions, giving +2/+0 first strike and trample to your double striking vigilance creature is incredibly strong. Ways, of course, to exile and play from exile that continue to trigger your commander, like Chandra Dress to Kill and Lelia Blade Reforge and many other things like that, as well as just a who's who of the really good red and blue aggro-ish threats. As we look over here at Broadside Bombardiers, a card I personally despise. It's a lot better than it looks, and if you've never played against it, you're lucky. But it's a commander card that's made its way into Cube and now is in the Brawl format. And if you have fodder of any kind in your deck, this card is disgusting. Absolutely a game closer. Ragavan, you know Ragavan, Redirect Lightning, that kind of stuff. Tarfire, I didn't realize this was craftable, but this Kindred instant allows you to turn on effects like Delirium for your Dragon's Rage channeler quickly, because Kindred is in fact a type, and so is instant. So it's 2 types in one spell that does something you probably want anyway. Ember Art Challenger, Fear of Missing Out, just a who's who of like 2 mana threats that you can put in a deck like this. And then the Exile aggro effects. It's a very simple deck, and it's surprising how effective it truly is. It is a killer. And again, based on a very popular dual commander deck that's doing very well in that format, winning tournaments in that format, which is, I guess, popular over in Europe. I use MTG Goldfish and MTG Top 8 if you want to research deck lists in other formats. Not sponsored, just how I sometimes dig into a deck type I'm not as used to or familiar with, like Izzet Tempo. Like, I would not build this on my own because I tend to play more counter spells. Toph, the Greatest Earthbender, is our opponent here. This is an infect deck. They are going to try to find Inkmoth Nexus and turn it into a double striking 5/5, so you just die in one shot to it. And what you need to be able to interact with is the land itself. None of these really do that, and we're on the draw. Like, this hand is, in a sense, it's fine. Not only that, it does kill a turn 1 elf at the potential cost of our tempo with the Wandering Fumarole. The creature lands are much better in a grindy environment against control. I think for a first 7 we can do better. Soul Guide Lantern can help with Earthbend, but you still have to kill the Earthbended card. I think the best card here is the Nemesis. But this is not that interactive. I'm nervous, but I'm going to keep it. I don't want to mulligan down more cards. Let's see if they have a turn 1 elf to really punish me. Oh yeah, not a problem. We have a lot of ways to kill that, and none of them are in our hand. But next turn we should be able to stomp the elf before they play Toph, if they don't ramp again. They ramped again. Cool. Love that for us. Well, maybe they don't have the Nexus yet, and all they're going to do is Earthbend 3 and try to beat us to death. Screaming Nemesis can compete with that. The Bombardiers are here. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. We're getting punished for the tap land because we could have had the Lantern on the field. I think we're supposed to stomp the birds. Well, probably the Mystic. Double red doesn't appear to matter too much, but this can attack. Just slow down the mana. But my Kingdom for a shock in this game. Perfect curve. And they don't have the Nexus. They're just gonna play, what is this? Make a 4/4 and a 3/3, so it's 4 mana for 7 power and toughness. Yep. Starting town right on time. So I think this is your Screaming Nemesis, and I don't think we attack. Right? Because this has double strike. So when we block this, we can kill the Toph, and then what? It comes back? Or we go face and they can't gain life. I guess if this is gone, it doesn't have double strike anymore. Next time we do have Bombardiers, 3 damage to any target with the Lantern. They have Opera Love Song that can be 4 damage off the Uharis. Oh my god. Well, at least they're evoking it. What are they doing? They're getting a land and gaining life. Could have been worse. And they already played their commander. So they're not doing the infect thing. They're just trying to muscle me. And just get a command tower. Sure. Hexproof is an ability. Sacking a land to turn it on, that's a thing. Oh. Didn't think they'd do that. It's gonna hurt. They're still not done? Dude, their draw does everything. Okay. I mean, alright, it is just a big punchy deck. So we blocked the commander because for sure we need to deal with this thing at some point, but taking away its double strike goes a long way. Now we go after the Safekeeper. If they're sacking lands, they can't play their commander again. So if they're just trying to kill us with this 5/5 land, it might take a while. That's a really good draw. How do we do it? How do you deal 5 to this? You have to sack like a creature to the bombardiers. All right, Lantern. They're probably like, great. Bombardiers. This is 3 damage to any target. They can sack a land to prevent it. I need to get rid of the Safekeeper. I also need to kill this forest, but so boast is anytime, right? Sacrifice another creature or artifact. If this creature deals 2 plus the sacrifice permanent's value to any target. Boast is activate this ability. Only if this creature attack this turn only once each turn. Okay. So we don't have to do it now. That's kind of important. So we can do like this. Think it's the love song, is it? That's probably Lelia. Feels bad. But since we also have a Bone Crusher Giant. Now they sack a land, they can protect this. How many lands are they willing to sacrifice though? So they sack here, yep. Those die. So I don't have to sacrifice this turn. I can have it in the bank for next turn. Can they kill me from 10 life with 2 lands? Ooh, yikes. Well, they were the starting player, so no treasure. How do we get out of this? I can see how to deal at 4. I don't see how to deal at 5. The Opera Love Song can make this deal 4. Power Up Fumarole is a thing. We can play this guy. And then we can Love Song and trade. Because it is an instant. 2 creatures get +2/+0 until the end of our next turn. And top a land. If they have another pump spell, it's brutal. And they already showed us 1, right? Okay, I block. I go to 4 against Trample. +2/+0. Target. No! Should have played the commander. Double strike would have done the job. I did not. This has never come up. I played with this card its entire time in standard and into beyond. Whenever this becomes the target of a spell, this creature does 2 damage to that spell's controller. I didn't know it hit me. Wow. Wow. What a choke. The rule of 3 demands a 3rd game and retribution against what is probably a Sultai value control pile. If we beat Glarb, everything in the world makes sense and is wonderful. This hand we can certainly try. Lots of ways to play things from exile. And a turn 1 Dragon's Rage Channeler. Going right to work against an opponent who's never, ever, ever had removal on turn 1. Never. They might have an elf. That would be fine. But never removal. Yes. Okay. Everything's fine. Wait, what are they doing? Do they have grief? They might have grief. Well, let's go on an adventure, shall we? Yeah, more value. We need that. It's a value battle. They're either playing on full control or they are holding, what, Endurance? Endurance would be an interesting choice for that deck. I thought it would be Grief, but it doesn't appear to be Grief. Open mana. What's the play? we just go for an impulse? The later you play an impulse, the better. And we could get this tap land out of the way, potentially. Firebrain Scheme, exile top 2 cards, choose one. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Isn't bad. It also leaves more options. I think we'll go for it. Trigger. Being able to double spell here or get another threat would be nice. That is a really good card to cast next turn. But so is Opera Love Song, which is basically 2 more cards. I'm still going to pick the Chandra. Threats are necessary. Come here. Come here, you wandering fumarole. It's hard to get to you with all this stuff in the way. Glarb is coming. But Glarb doesn't attack the Chandra usually. It's not that big of a commander, it's just value. We're not afraid of playing some value, right? They did keep on top. Don't kill the Chandler. That's all I've got. Thank you. Yikers, Azusa. And 2 lands? How long can they keep that up? Another land ourselves. Force spikes a card. I like keeping the Arena Glory as a secret. The land can also trigger Delirium depending what we hit here. Malcolm the Eyes. I think I can exile and cast that. No, I can't because well, yeah, I can. No, I can't. It's make red mana.
Go ahead, fight me as hard as you can, because I'm real.
If I exile top card, I can't cast it. Okay. Start there. So.
I'd love to.
Land. Creature. Instant. We could get the Chandler turned on, and we probably should, because our opponent is fast. So this feels a little weird, but I think we do it. So we resolve the Surveil, we bin the Malcolm this time, which I should have done last time. We're about to exile 2 cards. I guess I'll wait to sack the Mesa till I see what the cards are. And we get a Bone Crusher Giant. 3, and then this is 4. We don't get anything to play. A little tough. And that's fine. And now we get 3 points in. It's really aggressive. It does feel like we have to try. We are a burn deck. They did play 2 fetch lands. Their life is 2 points lower than it looks, but they're also a Sultai deck, which means they can just win with Emergent Ultimatum. Croak. It's interesting they named Human. I guess they really wanted Azusa to resolve. Actually, Cavern doesn't let them play Emergent Ultimatum. They need 8 lands instead of 7. Here comes the Delving. Oh, it's Noxious Revival to get a land on top, which they can play from the top. And they have the Azusa, so they just... But they are losing life. Can we kill them? That's another fetch land. That's a pain land. They're doing lands very well. So remember, out of the command zone, this counts it and sees itself. They're down to 9. So this is 2 points. This is 3 points. This is 1 point. That's 6. This is 7, 8. I think they're just dead on board. They have played a great many lands, and if they untap next turn... Oh wait, they still have something free, don't they? They still have some free spell. I think it's an endurance. It could turn off Delirium. Let's see. They've had it this whole time, and if it's an evoke spell, they need the right thing to exile. Oh. Okay. It was sink into stupor. All right. I think we got him.
Watch me heat up the dance floor.
Cast Commander. 2 points. The burn potential. Even inside me, I can count to 8 or whatever it took there at the end.